So have a look at this question. Question 4 is a company's question. Whenever you see the word limited, it indicates that you are doing a company's question. And then part A, we have done the inventory valuation. Okay, we found it to be 25500. Okay, then part B, you have to find the revised profit for the year. Okay, after adjusting for errors 1 to 3. Okay, you see the B. Okay, see the B. So you have to correct error 1, 2, 3. Then you find the new profit for the year. Okay, find the new profit for the year, the correct one. So as you can see, the other day we wrote this figure here. This is the original profit for the year. That is before doing any correction. We got this from here, 84900. Can see? Okay. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I think it's better for me to open up another page. I show you side by side, it's easier. When I scroll up and down, you may feel uncomfortable. Hold on. Yeah, opening. One on the left, one on the right. Okay. Okay, we are doing the B. Okay, now we have to go on to correct the error 2 and 3. Which are these two? Okay, error 2 and error 3. Operating expenses included insurance 400 that was prepaid at 300, sorry, at 30th September 2020. Okay, so honestly, I cannot recall much about this question. Okay, so let's see. So remember, in the income statement, we are supposed to include all the, I call them the should amount. Okay, for income, should amount means amount that you should receive. For expenses, should amount means the amount that you should pay. Okay, amount that you are responsible to pay, right? And you should include those should amounts for the current year only. Okay, those that you have paid for the following year, we exclude. Those that you paid for the previous year, we exclude. So error number two here says, read this again. Operating expenses, referring to which one? Operating expenses. Where is operating expenses? Okay, it's not mentioned here, but it doesn't matter. As long as you know that the 400 is for the following year, then you know what to do with it. This is for the following year because it says prepay. It says prepay. Where the 800 come from? It's from correcting the error one. It's from correcting the error one. Last lesson, I explained a lot about the minusing 800. Okay, please watch the previous lessons video. Okay, because it took me some time to explain the first one in the last lesson. Okay, we now focus on the error 2 and error 3. We correct them. For error 1, why we minus 800? I've also forgotten. Okay, we corrected it 2 weeks ago. Okay, I have forgotten. So I don't wish to explain that again. Okay, so you watch the previous video to see why we minus 800. Now we focus on correcting error 2. So they say that 400 was prepaid at the year end. Okay, this is the year end, 30th September 2020. As you can see, it's written here, year end, 30th September 2020. Okay, and the 400 is for following year because it says prepay. Prepay means pay in advance. Okay, this 400 you pay in advance. That means This is the operating expenses for the following year. So you have to remove this. You have to remove this expense, this 400 amount of expense. After you have, okay, maybe let me show you the before and after income statement again. So this is the one which is wrong. This is the one that is correct. You can see where I'm writing. We do a before and after income statement. So imagine that you have expenses, total amount is 10,000. Okay. And now you have to remove this 400 because the 400 is for the following year. So you minus 400, it would become 99600. Sorry, too much. 9960. 9600. Okay. The wrong expenses is 10,000. Okay. Now we remove the 400 that is for the following year. Then it becomes 9,006. What would happen to the profit for the year? Would be higher or lower? Okay, so you try to tell me in the chat box. Okay, you try to tell me profit for the year will be higher or lower when the expenses is lower. Yes, right. Okay, good. Simple question, yeah. Higher. So we minus plus, right? Okay, plus 400. It will become higher by 400, the profit for the year. Okay, so must know why I minus 400, yeah. The $400 is the following year's expense, okay, which you had already paid this year. So we remove it. Okay. Now we look at error number 3. Provision for doubtful debts should have been adjusted. Can see where I'm reading at the bottom left, bottom right corner. Okay, so that it equals to 5% of the trade receivables. Okay, so if you recall, we always calculate doubtful debts at the year end. We always calculate doubtful debts at the year end. Then we see whether it has increased or dropped from the previous year's doubtful debt. So you see the list of items here. You have provision for doubtful debt. This is brought down from last year. Okay, you focus on the date. This is the beginning of the year for this year. This is the beginning of the year for this year. This 625 must be brought down from the previous year. Okay, previous year end, you calculated the doubtful debt to be 625. And right now, you have to find the doubtful debt at the current year end. Then you see whether it has increased or dropped. So it says we have to calculate doubtful debt based on 5% of trade receivable. So what is trade receivable right now? See the question, where is trade receivable? Here. You take this times 5%. Then you go on your calculator, is from another table. Hold on. So you calculate the doubtful debt at the year end. You will get 725. Okay, so doubtful debt at the year end is 725. Is it an increase or drop of doubtful debt? Increase or drop? Increase, right? 625 goes up to 725. Okay, previous year end, the doubtful debt is 625. This year's year end, the doubtful debt is 725. So increase in doubtful debt. Everybody, so you tell me in the chat box, increase in doubtful debt. Is it an income or expense? Okay, so everybody, you try. Okay, increase in doubtful debt. Yes, expense. Correct. So what will happen to the profit for the year? It will go down. It will go down, right? So go down by, find the difference. 725 minus 625. 100. Okay, 100, yeah. Then you will get the corrected profit for the year. So calculate you will get 84400. Okay, 84400. Now see whether this is correct. We go to the exam mark scheme. Mark scheme from there. Let me see the code. 2020 October November variant 3. October November, okay, variant 3 paper 2. Okay, here. It's a very new question, okay, that you are doing here. Answer is, okay, correct. Okay, so 84400 is the corrected profit for the year. So you see, the way the examiner presented the answer here, it looks different from how I presented the answer, right? I just show the plus and minus. I just show a string of numbers, what plus what minus what. Then I show the final answer, right? Just like what you do in math, right? It's okay. Our presentation is okay because it says calculate. Calculate means really just calculate. Okay, don't have to show any English terms. Okay, don't have to show any English terms. Don't have to show any alphabets. Just show numbers plus and minus equal to what. Then you are okay. You can also see the mark scheme here. Accept alternative forms of presentation. See, accept alternative form of presentation, like what they presented to you here. Okay, so correct, yeah, answer is B. Answer is 84400. We look at the C. Remember this table is a very popular table for companies crashing. What did I write here? I have forgotten. Oh, chapter 15. Okay, this is linked to chapter 15. Prepare statement of changes in equity for the year ended 30th September 2020. If you have forgotten how to do this, refer to the chapter 15. There's a page where I give you a sample of this. Okay, it's very easy to do this table. Don't waste the mark. It's a 5-mark question here. Can you see? So remember just now we found the corrected profit for the year. Let's bring it down here first. Even though I've not looked at other parts of the question, we know that we should bring this profit for the year into the retained earnings column. Let's do it. So write the amount 84400. Here write profit for the year. Okay. And then you look at the question to look for other numbers that you need to put into the table. So we have to look for the first row of number. First row of numbers, the balances at the beginning of the year. Okay, for share capital, general reserve, retained earning. So what are their balances at the beginning of the year? See the question. I see one here, 6,005, 200,000. Retained earnings at the beginning of the year here. Okay, so bring these three amounts into the table. So you have to know what exactly you are doing, okay? Then only you would know what to pick up from the question. Otherwise, you would not know what numbers to pick up to put into the answering area. 200,000, 6,005, 73475. Okay, so once you have used any number, remove them. Okay. The last column, we deal with it later. The total column is easy to do, right? The total column is easy. We do it later. Okay, let's see if you have any other items that you need to put into the table. Dividend paid. Okay, by the way, we are supposed to look through the entire list, okay? For example, first one, you classify where each item should go. This is non-current liability, supposed to be in the SOFB. Bank overdraft current liability, dividend paid. Okay, there is something you have to assume here. Remember, there are two groups of shareholders, ordinary shareholders and preference shareholders. And you have to pay dividends to both the ordinary shareholders and preference shareholders, right? Let me show you the table. If you cannot recall, you have to see the notes, yeah? Cannot guess. Oh, sorry, press the wrong file. You pay variable dividends to ordinary shareholder, and then you pay fixed dividends to the preference shareholders. It is this table that I'm talking about. Okay, your notes should look nicer, okay? Because at that time I kept drawing the circles here and there, arrows. There are many arrows here. That's why it looks messy. So this table, remember, ordinary shareholders receive variable rate of dividend. Preference shareholders, they receive, where is the word fixed? Fixed dividend. Okay. And remember, in the table of SOCIE, what dividends do we show there? In this SOCIE example, we minus the ordinary share dividend paid. Okay, you minus the dividends paid to the ordinary shareholder here. Okay, for dividends paid to the preference shareholder, we minus in the income statement. For dividends paid to the preference shareholder, we minus in the income statement. Okay. So, do you know this amount of dividend is paid to whom? Is paid to the ordinary shareholder or preference shareholder? We do not know. But if you see the question, it appears that there's no preference share in this question. When it is preference share, they must mention the word preference, okay? When they have preference share, they must mention the word preference. If you see this, it says issue share capital. When it's not mentioned whether it's preference or ordinary, it means that this is ordinary. And since in this question, there is no preference shareholder, we assume that this dividend is paid to the ordinary shareholder. Okay, so this is something we have to assume here. We are assuming that this 2,000 dividend is paid to the ordinary shareholder. That's why you have to show this in the SOCIE table. Dividends paid to the ordinary shareholder, show it in the SOCIE table. Dividends paid to the preference shareholder, show it in the income statement. Okay, if you see the notes, you can see that. So let's write down dividend paid. Okay, put bracket around it because you have to minus from the retained earning. Minus from the retained earning. Okay, next. Look at the list of item again. Inventory, okay, useless here. NCA, other payable, other receivable. I'm looking at the list of items, okay? It's to see what items I can put into the table. And it is this one. We have to show this. Transfer to general reserve. So transfer from where to where? Transfer from retained earning to the general reserve. Okay, it's always from retained earning to the general reserve. It's kind of like putting aside some money. Okay, putting aside some money for certain purpose in the business. So 5,000, yeah, 5,000. Pick this up. 5,000. Here you write transfer to general reserve. Finish. Now, last row of numbers is easy. The last column of numbers is also easy. Just calculate total up horizontally and vertically. Let's do it. 200,000. So this one you plus 11,500. Third column. The amount is so big. Yeah, it's a very big amount. Okay, did I calculate wrongly? Let's try again. Nothing wrong here. Then the last column. Okay, good, Kelly. I think you found the last number at the bottom right. Okay, let me continue. Okay, good, Ishin. You found the same number as Kelly. Okay, now last number, remember, I advise you to calculate 2 times. Calculate that number 2 times. 362,375. Here, let me calculate it one more time. In the other direction. Okay, correct. 362,375. Everyone correct. Okay, let's see the mark scheme. Mark scheme here. 362,375. Okay, so entirely correct, no problem. Now we see the next part of question. Okay, have question you ask. Yeah, now we see the next one. Okay, SOFP, a 9-mark question. Okay, let's do this. It's going to take us some time. Okay, it's lengthy. Okay, one of you has asked a good question. Okay, let me repeat the question to all of you. Just now, remember when I was doing this SOCIE table, the first thing I did was I tried to find the balances of share capital, retained earning, and general reserve at the beginning of the year, right? If you see the question carefully, for general reserve is stated here at the beginning of the year. Share capital is stated here at the beginning of the year. What about retained earnings? Retained earnings is not stated here that is at the beginning of the year though, right? So one of you asked me, how do I know that this is the retained earning at the beginning of the year? Okay, first thing I can say is a mistake made by the question. Okay, question is supposed to tell you that's the retained earning at the beginning of the year. Second thing, we can also interpret from this is because the SOCIE table is not finished, right? Okay, they ask you to complete the SOCIE table, right? So logically, if they ask you to do the SOCIE table, it means that the balances at the year end should have not been found. Agree? Okay, the purpose of doing this statement of changes in equity is to find the balances at the year end. Okay, so since they ask us to do the SOCIE table, now we are assuming that this should not have been found. These balances at the year end should not have been found. Therefore, you can logically assume that this is at the beginning of the year. Okay, yeah, it's true assumption. It's true assumption. You get my explanation? Purpose of doing this SOCIE table is to find the closing balances. Okay, therefore logically, that should be the beginning of the year amount. Okay, yeah. Okay, now we see the next part. the SOFP. And then club and societies question is next. Okay, it's a 9-mark question. Let's do this. We have not done this for a long time, right? SOFP. It says prepare SOFP on this date. Begin with asset session. You start with NCA, non-current assets. Okay. Let's pick up the NCA. They have given you the total amounts if you see carefully. Can you see? NCA at the year end, cost and provision for depreciation. So since they give us the total amounts, you do not see the breakdown of NCA, then we just pick up the total amounts. We do not know what NCA they have, right? They just give us the total. So therefore, you can present it this way. You take the 462000 minus provision for doubtful debt. Okay, you show it horizontally. Then you do the deduction, then you show the number at the rightmost. That's how you show NCA in the SOFP, right? If you see the chapter 7, 356000. Okay, that means I don't need to have the subheading here anymore. I don't need to have the subheading here anymore. Just now you saw that I drew a line here, right? For the NCA, I made it a subheading, but then I noticed that we don't have the breakdown of the NCA. They just show us the total instead. That's why I removed the line. Okay, we don't need the subheading here. Then current assets. Okay, any numbers you have used, remove. Just now I used the 2000, this one. Okay, continue. Current assets. For current assets, you see all the breakdown, right? All the current assets are presented individually. So create a subheading here. Okay, then go through the list again. Debenture is NCL. This is current liability. Okay, this has been used. This has been used. This is the inventory at the year end, 30th September 2020. But if you recall what we did 2 weeks ago, we made some changes to the closing inventory. We then minus 800, right? In the part B, we minus 800 for the closing inventory. Okay, so one of you just now asked me why we minus 800 here. It's due to the closing inventory, if I can recall correctly. So I remember closing inventory, after correction, it goes down by 800. Therefore, profit for the year goes down by 800. Okay, so if this is, if my recall is correct, then we have to minus 800 here. Okay, so if this is wrong, later we won't be able to balance it, then we do correction accordingly. Okay, so for now, we minus 800 because I remember 2 weeks ago when we do the correction, closing inventory after correction, it goes down by 800. Okay, so remove 800. First one, begin with inventory because that's the first current asset we see. Show the calculation. Okay. Remember, I kept saying about writing the workings as an insurance. Okay, in case you calculated wrongly, your workings are 100% correct, you will still get the full mark. Okay, show here 25500. Okay. You understand why I minus 800, right? Because of the correction that we did to the inventory 2 weeks ago. Okay, it's for the error one. After correction, the closing inventory becomes this figure, 5500. After that, go through the list again. Look for current asset. Look for current asset. Other payable is current liability. Other receivable is a current asset. Other receivable is a current asset. Let's include this. 1600. Okay. Okay. If you recall, we have to present the trade receivable together with the provision for doubtful debt. I show you, you learn it in chapter 8. Okay, let me make you recall, you learn it in chapter 8. Present the trade receivable together with the provision for doubtful debt. You show a deduction between them in chapter 8. So honestly speaking, you really have to master the entire subject for you to comfortably do a lot of the questions. As you can see, most of the questions, they combine things from multiple topics, right? Okay, as you can see for this question. See, this is how you present the trade receivable in the SOFP. Statement of financial position is balance sheet, okay? So you have to take the trade receivable minus the year-end doubtful debt. Take the trade receivable minus the year-end doubtful debt. Is the year-end doubtful debt, yeah? Not the previous year-end doubtful debt. Okay, you present the current year's end doubtful debt. Okay, so show the deduction, then show the net amount at the right. Let's do this. Okay, so show trade receivables. You can show the deduction this way as well, where you write less provision for doubtful debts. Very, very, very common mistake is students, some students, okay, not everyone. Some students, they tend to show the provision for doubtful debt as a current liability. Wrong. Okay, provision for doubtful debt is never a current liability. Okay, I know some of you have that common mistake. I remember. Provision for doubtful debt. Now show the amount. 14500. Provision for doubtful debt at the current year end. What is the amount? Just now we found it to be 725. Remember? The 625 is previous year's year-end doubtful debt. The 625 is previous year's year-end doubtful debt. Current year's year-end doubtful debt is 725. Just now we calculated it. 725 right here. So show this amount. 13775. So trade receivable, remove it. Just now we use it, remove it. Okay. Then I think there's nothing else. There's no more assets to be presented. That's it. So finish off the first part of the SOFP. Total up the assets. Then you show the amount of total assets. So show here. $40,875. 40875 is total current asset. Okay, total current asset. So add it up together with the total NCA. You will get this 396,875. Okay, so this is the first part of the SOFP. When you're done, you tell me done again. Okay, then we move on together to the next part. Okay, I wait for everyone to finish, then we move on together. Venjin, I have included other receivable. Can see 1006 is there. I've included it, right? 1006. Okay, one of you asked a very good question. Just now, remember from error 2, we found that the 400 is for the following year. The 400 is the amount that you have prepaid, okay, amount that you have paid in advance. For an expense that you have paid in advance, is a current asset, right? Is a current asset, right? An expense that you have overpaid, you pay in advance. So therefore, we are supposed to add 400 here. I forgot to include that. So you are supposed to take the 1,006 plus 400 here. The 400 is the prepaid insurance prepaid. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for bringing this up. I forgot to include it. That's the challenge of the question. Okay, you have to be aware of the entire situation. Then you have to be sensitive. Okay, sensitive to what you are doing. Okay, let me repeat. This $400 is the prepaid insurance that you found through the error 2. Okay, the error 2 that's in the question. Ishin, your question? Yeah, you're right. We don't change the trade receivable. The question is not saying that the provision for doubtful debt is wrong. It's just that they remind you that you have to calculate the doubtful debt at the current year end as well. Okay, it's not saying that the doubtful debt amount is wrong. Okay, it's reminding you to calculate for the current year as well, the doubtful debt. Okay, now after that, capital section, right? Do you call it as capital section here? No, we call it as equity. So you write equity. In companies SOFP, instead of calling it capital, you call it as equity. Yeah, you're right. I forgot to change the subsequent numbers. Okay, one of you reminded me I have to change this amount. I have to change the total assets as well. $41275. Okay, then okay. Okay, then the equity, very easy. Just copy and paste from the last row of the table, the SOCIE table. So refer to the previous question. You have to bring these three numbers: 200,000, 11500, 15875. Bring this last row of numbers into the equity section. Okay, copy and paste. Share capital, general reserve, retained earning. Okay, then bring down the numbers. 200,000, 11500, 15085, 150,875. Okay, then total up the equity. After that, you have to look for liabilities. Liabilities begin with NCL. Let's see if you have any NCL. I remember you only have one, which is the first item in this list. Look at the debentures 2028 indicates that you have to pay back this loan in 2028. Okay, and another thing is, please copy the entire thing, 6% debentures 2028. If you don't copy the entire thing, it's considered wrong. Okay, you have to show the entire thing, 6% debentures 2028. Okay, non-current liability. Draw a line for this. There's only one, right? There's only one NCL. So you can show the number to the rightmost. There's only one NCL. 6%. 18,000. Okay. Followed by current liabilities. Don't unnecessarily leave any row of space. Okay. So you see, after the writing down the 6% debentures, I'm not going to leave any empty row. I continue on to the current liabilities. Because sometimes the examiners could be stingy and they give you just enough space to complete the answers. Okay, we would not know. So save as much space as possible. Don't leave any unnecessarily space. Current liabilities. Look at the list of items again. Pick them up. I highlight in yellow those current liabilities. You have this. You have this. You have this. Only three, right? Okay, so see carefully. And then I think there's nothing else. Okay, now show them. Just copy and paste. Sorry for the bad handwriting. I try to write it fast. Other payables, trade payables. There's more than one current liability. Okay, so gather them in the left column first. Gather them in the left column first, then total up. Show the total CL. Show the total CL right now. Can we balance? Let's see. Total up the current liability first. Okay, this is the moment we get to find out whether we can balance it. Total up the equity and liability. These three numbers. Good, can balance. Okay, but without some of your help in getting out, in finding out my error, okay, I may not be able to balance because just now, like the 400, okay, I forgot to include it. Okay, so after that, you write down here total equity and liabilities. Okay. Okay, so let's see the mark scheme again. Correct. Okay, 397,275, 397,275. Okay, so tricky thing in this question, must remember to put 400 here and provision for that, take the one at the year end, current year end. That's it. Okay, so finish. When you are done with your correction, let me know with the word done again. Then we move on together. Next question is what? Okay, club and societies. Okay. Okay, part A, part B, part C, part D. Then manufacturing question. Then finally, correction of accounting error. Okay, I wait for you. Yeah. Okay. So when June is done, when you're done with correction, let me know. Okay, I wait for Crystal and Charmaine. Okay, good, everyone. Now we continue. Next question is club and societies. Okay, when you are doing the exam papers, it's not necessary to read the body of the question first. What I mean is you go find out what they want you to do first. You go find out what they want you to do first, not from reading the first page of the question. Okay, you have to see the A to see what they ask you to do. Okay, therefore, always see the part A. So they ask us to do what? A receipts and payments account. Okay, so remember, this is used to replace the cash book. Cash book contains both the cash account and bank account, right? When you receive money, you debit it. When you make payment, you credit it. And the amounts that you show, are the amount you have actually paid and received. Okay, amount that you have actually paid and received. So receive money, you debit it, receipt and payments account. Make payment of money, you credit it. Simple. Okay. Then finally, you balance it. Then you will know how much money you still have at the end of the day. It's a 5-mark question here. So then only you see the body of the question. Okay, see what they have given you. So they say a group of friends set up LMN Chess Club on 1st January 2016. In accounting, these are always important, okay? Especially in any accounting exam, these are super important. If you see the part A, they say that the year end is 31st December 2016. And then they say that they set up the club on this day. So what you can conclude from here? You can conclude that this is the first year they are running the club. This is the first year in which they are running the club. Therefore, do not expect to see any opening items. Okay, do not expect to see any opening items. The club host means organize. Chess tournaments organizes trips for members to attend tournaments elsewhere. Annual subscription is 100. Annual subscription is 100 means every member must pay $100 per year. Every member must pay $100 per year. A member made an interest-free loan to the club means the club borrow money from the member. Club borrow money from the member. When it started, see, this is the amount money received, right? $1,000. So let's include this first. Receive money, right? So 1,000, write it here. So what should I write here? Loan from member. Okay, just write loan from member. Okay, you may also write interest free in front of the loan. Without it, I think it's also fine. Because the term, you must have the two keywords here. Loan, you must have this word loan, and you must have from member, indicating that it's a loan from member. And since it's already so lengthy, okay, the term is already so lengthy, loan from member. If you have interest free in front, it doesn't look very nice. Okay, so just put these 3 words, loan from member. If you want to add 2 words, interest free in front, is also fine. In that case, you would be writing it like this, interest free. It's okay to use two rows as well. It's okay to use 2 rows as well, up to you. Okay, now continue. Before the end of the first year, treasurer was able to, let me read this again. Treasurer was able to repay half of the loan. Oh, okay. Treasurer is a committee member. You know committee member? I believe your school has club or society, okay, for you to join. On the first day, usually they will do an election to elect who becomes president, who becomes vice president, who becomes treasurer and secretary, right? So treasurer is one of the committee members. Treasurer is somebody who is in charge of the money, okay? Repay half of the loan. So at the end of the first year, repay half of the loan. At the end of the first year, so on which day? End of the first year is 31st December 2016. Okay, so remember to include this 500 into the receipts and payments account at the year end. Okay, put it on the credit side. Okay, because you are paying back money to the member, right? You repay the loan, right? And half means 500. Okay, half of 1,500. So later on, before you balance the receipts and payments account, you put the 500 on the credit side of the receipts and payments account. Okay, later we show it. Now continue to read. Provided the following info for the year ended 31st December 2016. For the year means throughout the year. Okay, for the year means throughout the year. Or you call it during the year. Okay, during the year. Subscription receive. Receive is past tense. Receive is past tense. So these are amount you have actually received. Okay, show in the receipt and payments account. 4,001, 1,006. Okay. By the way, I forgot to show the date. The date for the loan, it says when it started. When it started means first day of the year. So show the date, 2016, January 1st. Okay, let me repeat, yeah. Why I show 2016 January 1st? Because the loan, you got it on you got it when it started, okay, when the club started, which is the first day of the year. Okay, then continue. Next is what? Subscription. Okay, write the word subscription. Subscriptions. Okay. What about the date? Okay, what date should I use? Okay, so you have to remember what is subscription again. Subscription are member fees. Okay, subscription, in simple words, we call it as member fees. So do you think that all the members pay on the same day? No, right? Okay, quite impossible. Possible, but in real life, I don't think it's something that happens, right? Okay, some members they pay on day one. Okay, some members could be paying on day 2, day 3, and so on, right? Everybody pays on different days. Therefore, what day should you use here? The 4,100 is the total amount you have received during the year. So what is the last possible day? Last possible day to receive the subscription? Year end. So you show the year end. Yes, show the year end. I'm trying to explain to you why I use the year end here, okay? Because every member pays on different day. You collected the subscription on many different days, but you have the total amount here. So what date should you show? Year end. Because that's the last possible day to receive the subscription. So write December 31st here. Make sense, yeah? Okay. I'm trying to let you understand all these details. Why I wrote December 31st here. Okay, next one. Next one is entries fee received for tournaments. So what is this about entry fees? So basically you are organizing tournaments, okay, competitions. You organize competitions. Is that the right word? Organize competition. Yeah, organize competition, organize tournaments. Then for people who come and visit, who want to watch the tournaments, they have to pay entry fees. Okay, such thing. So it's an income. Okay, right here, entry fees. Okay, honestly, it's better to just use a single row. So let me change it. I change it to tournament entry fees. I'm trying to use as little space as possible here, okay? tournament entry fees. If you want to start with the term entry fees, it's also okay. But why did I change this? Why did I change it to this just now? Because I do not want to write the word for. Okay, when I write one more word for, I'm going to use the next row to finish off the writing. Okay, so it's either entry fees for tournament or you write tournament entry fees, up to you. Okay. And then next, cost of trophies and prizes for tournament. So imagine when you organize competitions, you must distribute prizes at the end of the competition, right? And yeah, to reward those winners. So all these things cost money. All these things cost money. Certificates, trophies, and then medals. Okay, sometimes you could have medals. All this cost money. Not sure if you have seen those businesses before. There are some businesses that are specialized in printing all these things. Okay, preparing trophies, certificates, medals. Okay, so this is a payment 670. Write it here. So what should you write here? Should you copy the entire thing? Cost of trophies and prizes for tournaments. I don't think so. It's okay to copy the entire thing. It's still correct. Okay, but for better presentation, it's better to shorten it. You can shorten it to become tournaments, trophies, and prizes. Okay, 3 words: tournaments, trophy, and prizes. Cost of awards. One of you suggested cost of awards. Try to use the terms described in the question instead. Okay, try not to come up with our own terms. The examiner may not accept. Okay, the examiner may not accept. So better to use the terms that they have given. We just copy and paste tournaments, prizes, and trophy. So write down. I don't think I have a choice here. Let me use the next row. Okay, never mind. Use the next row. Next row. It's okay. Okay, this presentation. The date is, choose the year end. Okay, we choose the year end. The year end is 2016, December 31st. Okay. So you could be thinking, why I use December 31st? So it could be very happen that I'm paying this amount on the last day of the year, right? Okay, it could be that I'm really paying this amount 670 on the last day of the year. But what if it is paid on some other date throughout the year? Do you know the date, the exact date of making this payment? We do not know, right? That's why you choose the year end. That's the last possible day to make payment for this 670. Okay, so choose the year end. Okay, then what is next? Continue. Receipts for coach travel. Receipts for coach travel. Coach is the coach that teaches the members to play chess. Okay, it's a chess club, right? So it's the chess coach, the trainer. Coach travel. I'm trying to determine whether this is receiving money or making payment of money. Okay, receipt for sports coach. For coach travel. Coach travel to where? Probably is talking about traveling to the tournament. Okay, because the earlier lines you see tournament, right? So I guess this is traveling to the tournament. Probably they spend some money. Maybe probably they take Grab. They take Grab courier. Okay, to go to the tournament. And receipt for sports coach. I think this is about the coach. Firstly, the coach takes the Grab car to the tournament location, and then he would get a receipt, right? Get the official receipt. Then this coach bring this official receipt to the club to make a claim. Therefore, the club has to reimburse the grab fee to the coach. Get the idea? Okay, so I'm thinking that this is a payment. If I'm wrong, then we do correction later on. Okay, because it's not very clear cut here. What this exactly means. Receipt for coach travel. So let's assume it's a payment. Okay, we are trying to pay back the coach for the traveling fee. So what to write here? Coach travel. Okay. So again, we will choose the year end. Therefore, don't have to write again anymore. It is written here. Okay, the date don't have to write anymore. Okay, continue. Travel costs. Okay, travel costs. So you try to think about having chess competition at a location that is outside the school. Okay, you are going for a competition that is outside the school. So in real life, what would happen? They would usually have a bus. Okay, they pay for a bus to bring all the students to the competition location. Okay, because I used to go for chess competition as well last time. Okay, at that time, they would have a bus. Then they send all the students with the bus to the competition location. So it's a payment, very obvious. 1020. Travel cost. They should have stated here clearly travel cost for the tournaments, okay? But it's not stated. So we have to assume. So you write travel cost. Okay. Equipment purchase. Equipment. In chess club, what equipment you have? I think they are talking about those chess boards, okay? Those board games. So payment, right? So right here, 2500. Right, equipment. Okay. Then rent paid, very obvious, $2,100. Write it here. Rent. Other expenses. Okay, 450. Other expenses. Just copy and paste, even though we do not know the breakdown of it. Okay, honestly speaking, I think that the 980, which is this one, it could be the money that we have received because of the word receipts. Receipts means money that we have received. Okay, so if we are wrong later, we change it. Okay, is this figure? It is this figure, 980. I think it should be on the debit side because it says receipts, even though I do not know exactly what it's for. Okay, based on the description here, receipts. Therefore, I think that it is the money that you have received. So if we are wrong later, we change it to the debit side. Okay, then look through the other parts of the question. At 31st December 2016, the club owed $200 in rent. This is only important for doing the income expenditure account. Okay, income expenditure account is to replace the income statement. Remember, it replaces the income statement. So let's see what we have to do next after the part A. Okay, subscription account, income expenditure account, which is the part C. Okay, so the info number 1 is only important for the part C because in the part C, you have to find all the should amount that you should receive for an income for the year, the expenses that you should pay for the current year. Okay, so we leave it to the part C, this info number 1. Help an inventory of trophies and prizes. What this is for is also for the C. Later I show you how. 4 members had paid their, okay, it's about subscription. It's got to do with the part B, the subscription account. Oh yeah, it says 4 members had paid their subscription for the year ending 31st December 2017. Do we have subscription in the receipts and payments account just now? Yeah, we already have it. The 4,001 is here. This is amount we have actually received during the year. Okay, so this info number 3 is meant for part B, where they ask you to do the subscription account. Okay, we reserve it for the part B. Number 4, 4 members owe the club amounts for coach travel, total $80. Okay, now I can understand the scenario. You see, when the, so you imagine there's a school, okay? There's a school. Inside the school, there is a chess club. One day, so let's say this is in KL, okay? This school is in Kuala Lumpur. One day there's a competition. There's a chess competition that is held in Johor. Okay, and the school is a very stingy school. The school is a very stingy school. Okay, the school is a very stingy school, and therefore, those participants who go for the chess competition have to pay for the bus fee, have to pay for the bus fare. Okay, they have to pay for the bus fare. And it is this we are referring to right now. Coach travel refers to the participants paying for the bus fare. Okay, because it says 3 members owe the club for coach travel. Okay, so my point is the word coach here doesn't refer to the trainer. Okay, I interpreted it wrongly. Coach here doesn't refer to the trainer. It doesn't refer to the trainer. It could mean something else. Let me see the dictionary. I'm not so sure about this word. Those who are good in English, I think you understand what this word means. A rail car where passengers ride. A vehicle carrying many passengers. Okay. I can conclude that coach means the bus, the transportation. Okay, not the trainer, sorry. That means we have to change the 980 to the debit side. Okay, it is the transportation fee that you collected from the participant of the tournament. So change it to the credit side. Initially, I thought that coach here refers to the trainer, the chess trainer, okay? But it appears that it's not. So put it to the debit side. It's okay to have this area empty, okay? It's all right. They won't deduct you any mark from you. Okay, have this area empty is fine. Okay, then you continue to see the question. The info number 5 has to do with the equipment used steadily for 10 years. At the end of this time, it will be sold for an expected amount of 300. This is about the depreciation. Later, we see how we can calculate the depreciation for the equipment. Okay, meant for part C as well. It's meant for the part C as well. Same goes to info number 4. It's meant to be used in part C. Okay, for now, let's balance off the part A first. So how would I know? Okay, how would you get to know which info is for doing which part of question? Is through experience, really. Okay, you don't have any other shortcuts. The more questions you do, then you would know what each of this information is for doing which part of question. Okay. So one of you asks, when we do the receipt and payments account, yeah, correct. We are the club. Okay, good. Remember, we are the club. We are not the member. Yeah, we are the club. We are doing the accounting for the club. So we are the club. Okay, now balance it. Then you will know how much money you still have. Okay, once you have balanced it, you tell me what you get. What is the balance of the receipts and payments? Debit side is straighter, right? Is it? Yes, it appears so. I found it. I see if you can get the same amount. I wait for you. Now I'm writing the balance CD, balance BD. I wait for you to try to tell me the amount. 2017, January 1st. Okay, once you have calculated, okay, tell me what you get. No, the balance amount. Okay, find the balance amount. Yeah, correct. Anybody else can get the correct amount? Yes, Kelly, correct. Okay, Shamin, your figure is too big. Probably you press your calculator wrongly. Okay, so you have to try again. What about the 500? Yeah, where's the what 500 you are talking about? Let me see. 500. Yes, correct. Pay back the loan. Okay, that's why I said the question is tricky. Okay, you have to remember whatever that you have gone through in the question. Good. One of you still remember about the 500. So everybody, you see, it says at the year end, you pay back the 500 to the member. Okay, you repay half of the loan. Yes, I forgot about this. Now include it, then only balance it. Sorry. So let's do it. Okay, remember just now I moved the coach travel to the debit side. I think I can use that area for the repayment. So you write loan from members 500. Okay, then you balance it again. You should get 440. Okay, 440. Okay, so when you're done, you let me know with the word done. Then we check the mark scheme together. For the total row, you should get 7680. Okay. But the total row is kind of meaningless, okay? It doesn't mean anything actually, okay? It's just part of the process. We call it as byproduct, okay? You know, in chemistry, the word byproduct, okay? But it's meaningless here. Just write down the 7680. Okay, I wait for you to tell me done. Then we move on to the mark scheme. We see the mark scheme together. Okay, good, Charmaine, Benjin. Okay, good, Kelly. Okay, Wenhui, good. Okay, good, Crystal. Okay, Ishin should be done, right? Okay, just now you told me the amount 440. Now let's see the mark scheme. February, March 2017. Paper 1. Okay. Question. Yeah, 440 is correct. Okay, 440. So tricky thing of this question is you must remember to include the 500. Okay, they have mentioned here with the single word loan. I don't prefer writing the single word loan because loan, it could be from anybody. It could be bank loan, it could be loan from Ali, loan from Abu, loan from Citi. Okay, therefore you have to describe it accurately, exactly. It's better for you to write loan from member because the question describe it as a loan from member. Okay, so better write loan from member. Okay, now see the next question. Part B, I would like you to try this. Then you send me a picture. Then we discuss it together. If you have tried it already, then you send to me now, okay? So that I get to see whether you can do it or not. Okay, I wait for you just for this question. Part B, once you're done, you send me a picture. Meanwhile, I have to get my charger. Hold on. I set a timer for you, okay? 1 minute per mark. 1 minute per mark. Okay, I'm starting to receive some answer. Okay. Some of you one more time. Okay, no problem. Meanwhile, I check the rest of the answer. Okay, few seconds left. Okay, those who have not finished, okay, you follow me, okay? Probably you face some troubles when doing it. Okay, subscription account. So it's an income account. First thing you have to know is it's an income account. And for this, you have to apply what you learned in chapter 6. We call it the accrual and prepayment topic, where we keep doing income account and expenses account. You have to keep looking for four things. You have to keep looking for four things. Opening balance, determine whether this is CA or CL. You have to find closing balance, determine whether it's CA or CL. You also have to find amount you have actually received because you are dealing with an income here. If expense, then amount actually paid. Then you have to look for amount that you should receive. Okay, or you call it the income expenditure amount. Okay, this in this topic we don't use the term income statement. Okay, we use the term income expenditure. That's the replacement. Yeah, those who have done, you can send to me. Yeah, okay, so I can see your work in the WhatsApp. Okay, and so we have to keep looking for these four things. We have to keep looking for these four things. Okay, let me see one of your answers first. Many of you make the mistake of writing the term income statement in this question. For club and society topic, we don't use the term income statement, except for those cafe or shop income statement. Okay, generally income statement has been replaced with income and expenditure. Okay, income statement is known as income expenditure account in club and society. Cash book replaced with this, profit for the year replaced with this, loss for the year replaced with deficit for the year, right? Okay. You see, in this question, remember, I told you that you will not see any opening items. Reason is the club has just started in the current year. The club has just started in the current year. You are not going to see opening balances for the subscription. Okay, you won't have opening balances for subscription. Okay. Good, Crystal. Okay, I saw your answer. Now look at the question. Pick up all the information about subscription. If you see throughout the question, you have to focus on these few things. I highlight for you. I use yellow color. Okay. Subscription received 4100. That's the amount you have actually received during the year. That's the amount you have actually received during the year. Then info number 3, all this information are at the year end, okay, because of this term at 31st December 2016. So at the year end, meaning the info number 3 here tells you the closing balances. Okay, it says that at the year end, 4 members had paid their subscription for the year ended 31st December 2017, which is next year. Okay, these 4 members are very rich. They even pay for the following year subscription. Okay, CA or CL. We over received the income, right? Because 4 members overpaid, right? So it's a current liability. Okay, temporarily, we owe these 4 members some money because they have paid for the following year. Yes, correct. In this question, there are 2 balances. Remember, for the subscription account, it's possible to have 2 balances at the same time. Some members could have overpaid, some members could be still owing current year's subscription. And then, while 1 member still owe his subscription for 2016, okay, this member probably has some problem with his or her finance. Therefore, this member has not paid for 2016 subscription. This is current asset. We are the club, yeah, we are the club, we are not the member. So for closing balances, there are 2. Okay, now write down the answer. We begin with 4100, which is the amount you have actually received. You put it here. Because debit cash or debit bank, then you credit subscription account, right? So here you write cash/bank. Because do you know how much you receive, how much subscription you receive is in the form of cash, how much subscription you receive that's in the form of check? You do not know, right? So you should write cash/bank. Okay. Then, as always, the opposite of cash or bank is always the income statement. But in this topic, we call it as income and expenditure. So if you have written income statement, you will not get the mark, yeah. Okay, but we are now practicing. It's okay. Okay, you learn from the mistake. This is going to be the missing number. If you see throughout the question, you are not given the number of members. You are not given the number of members, so you do not know how many number of members are there. So you cannot get the amount that you should receive for now. Okay, this is the missing number. Here you write, okay, let's write the date. The date, write the year end. Okay, why I choose the year end? As I said, all the members pay on different days. Okay, and the question gives you the total amount that you have received during the year, 4100. So what date should you write? Since all the members pay on different days, you choose the year end because that's the last possible day to receive it. Then continue. The next date to write here is also the year end because you prepare the income and expenditure account at the year end. Okay, so this is also the transferring process, remember? This is also the transferring process. Okay, then look for the 2 balances that we found out just now. From the lines. Okay. 4 members, current liability. So every member should pay how much? 100, right? Just now we saw. Every member should pay 100. Therefore, 100 times 4, 400. You write 400 here because it's a current liability. These 4 members, they are too rich. They even pay for the following year's subscription, making the club owing money to them. Because next year has yet to come. Okay, balance PD. Remember, for closing balances, write the balance PD amount first. Then only you move it up diagonally. 400 balance CD. Once you are done with this, we dismiss, yeah. Then we see the next part of the question next week. Then this is the beginning of next year. Okay. Then one member has not paid. Is a current asset. Then move it up diagonally. The same date, first day of the next year. Now you can find the missing figure. Now you can find the missing figure. Okay, so Crystal's answer entirely correct. Good. 4,002. Then 4,002. Then 3,008. Yes, 3,008 is the amount that you should receive from all the members during the year. So what does $3,800 mean? $3,800 mean in 2016, you should receive $3,800 from all the members. So can anybody tell me how many members does the club have? How many members does the club have? Yes, correct, 38. Okay, because 3,008 divided by 100, then you get 38. Okay, in the club, there are 38 members. Therefore, you should receive $3,800 in total from all the members in the current year. Okay, the should amount. Okay, $3,800 is the amount that you should receive for the current year. Okay, yeah, so everybody, when you are done with correction, let me know with the word done again. Then we can see what is C about. Okay, I wait for Charmaine Crystal. Kelly has left. Okay, maybe her internet is not good. Okay, good. So next part is income expenditure account. Remember to, oh, she has rejoined. Remember to bring the $3,800 to the part C. Okay, it's a very common mistake where students forgot to bring this 3,008 into the part C. Okay, so we will do it. Of course, you try to do it in advance at home, okay, so that when I discuss, it would be more meaningful, okay, you can understand better. So we will discuss the part C, part D, and then continue on to the next question next week. Okay, so have a nice day, everyone. Happy New Year. I see you next week again. Bye. Welcome, everybody. Same to all of you. Happy New Year.